All right, always a pleasure to have my next guest on the show, Tyler Diamond, who's coming off a very successful PFL debut and will now fight Brendan Loughnane on June the 10th. Tyler, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you, my brother?
I am good. And wow, we talked a little bit, via text after your last fight. What a huge win over Sung Bean Joe. 30-27s across the board, but it didn't come without a little bit of adversity. I want to just skip right to that third round because I told you I was screaming. I was up yelling at the TV to fight through it because it looked like you got rocked. How hurt were you?
Yeah, I was pretty hurt. I mean, I was hurt enough to think that for whatever reason, I thought he hit me in the nuts. So I thought the ref was going to come in and stop at any time. That never happened. So instincts just kind of kicked in. And yeah, I just kind of got lazy on my striking. Instead of doubling up on my strikes with him being longer, I started throwing solo jabs, and he just countered me good. So he had me pretty hurt, but I don't know. I didn't know what the hell's going on. I was running on instinct, so all good.
Now, you said going into this fight that, watching tape on this guy, you didn't think that maybe he was going to be as aggressive as it turned out he was in this fight. Were you really surprised about that throughout the duration of this one?
Yeah, I was surprised. I think anyone that watched him fight just now and then his previous fights would be really surprised at the contrast in his style. I mean, I knew it was a possibility, and I figured he'd come after me just because his last two fights, he was super laid back and just kind of hung back. But even though I was prepared for it, I still was a little bit surprised because that's not typically what he does.
Can you try and compare this fight, the toughness of this fight, to another one that you faced? I mean, is this guy one of the more difficult opponents that you've had so far in your career?
Yeah, I mean, I fought a lot of tough guys. If I had to compare him to anyone, though, it'd be early in my career, I fought this guy named Cody Walker, who's 6'1", super tough, durable, good striker, and obviously long like Sung Bin was. So that would be comparable in that right. But obviously, Joe is one of the better guys I fought, even though my last few fights, everyone's been super talented.
Yeah, man. And I really feel like, this is a significant feather in your cap here. I mean, you've already beat some really good guys in your career to date, but this guy really impressed me, man. And you clearly won the fight 30-27. What of a win is this for your debut in PFL?
Yeah, it felt good. And like you said, I think he rose his stock, even in a loss, to be honest. I thought he fought overall pretty well too, as did I. So yeah, it feels good, but it's just step 1 of 4 in the PFL cycle here. So I just got to keep it rolling here into the next one.
I do want to ask you too, because there's been a lot of controversial judging decisions in every promotion. It doesn't matter what it is. What was your corner telling you going into that third round? Were they telling you, hey, you have a 2 rounds to zip right now, just stay the course and play safe?
Yeah, exactly that. Said, hey, you're up 2 rounds to none, which I knew too. I was very aware. And they said, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep out striking him. Look for the takedowns if they're there. They just keep fighting. Just keep doing what you're doing, basically. I mean, there's not much advice they could have gave me that would have helped me more than I was doing. I was just out there fighting. I didn't have a game plan as far as I had to get on the floor. I had to stay standing. I was just free flowing out there and having fun.
Did you get a chance to do anything to celebrate afterwards, or is it just hop on the nearest flight and get back home to see your family?
Yeah, as much as I was looking forward to that flight, it didn't come till the next day, later on in the day. So after the fight, I ate a piece of pizza to celebrate, and that's it, man. There's no big party or no crazy having fun. It was just have a piece of pizza, fly home, and start getting for the next one. Get ready for the next one right away.
Now, was it just a piece of pizza, or did you eat the whole thing? Because I know for me, if I eat one slice, it's kind of like I just dive in, man, and I can't turn the rest of it down.
To be honest, it was 2 slices, but they called it 1 slice at this place I went to. I was just oh, cool, I'll just take a slice of pizza, nothing crazy. And that thing was huge. So it was cool, but yeah, I purposely got the slice because I knew if I got the whole pizza, I'd probably end up eating it over the course of a few hours.
Yeah, and clearly you'll be fighting again very soon. Now June 10th, so got to keep that weight in check. You're obviously at the gym right now, getting ready to get some more work in, man. Tell me, what has life been like for you now that you're back home? You're in your normal routine, getting ready for this one.
Yeah, it's great. It's great being back in my normal routine. I love it. I'm here in Sacramento. I got the road dog and the road puppy with me. We live up north, so when we come down, we're like here. We're at the gym. So I just train. We hang out here. I train again, and that's pretty much it. So um, yeah, it's good to be back. That's for sure.
What is it like having the wife and the baby at the gym? I mean, there's a lot of noise and some yelling and clearly a lot going on there. Is that distracting to you, or does it work up the baby at all?
Yeah, we have to improvise. We have to change his diaper, go out to the car. We got to bring like his food with us at all times. Like we just have to adapt. But you know what? I'd way rather have my wife, my baby here, and have to improvise and adapt than just be here alone, like chilling. Because there's times where I am down here like that, and it's cool. But gosh dang, babies grow up so fast, and I hate missing out. And I was already gone for 17 days straight, and I swear he grew double the size. He got twice the amount of hair. So with when she's not working, I'm like, hey, come down, come make the trip with me, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, as far as this camp has been going, obviously we're under a month now from fight night. How
Yeah,
has this camp been? Has it been any different? Have you brought anybody new in? Like, tell me a little bit more of the specifics of this specific camp.
literally nothing has changed like at all. I pretty it feels like the last fight camp I was in. Like in fact, I haven't differentiated it at all. There's nothing I need to do differently. I'm fighting a very similar opponent, maybe slightly better skill set, I would say. Um, but really, there's nothing I need to change. I'm already in super good shape. Um, and yeah, it's what it's going to come down to. It's not going to come down to anything that I've done between the last fight and this fight. It's going to come down to being intelligent and fighting super hard and super smart in there. And whoever does that the best is going to win, to be honest.
And I'll tell you what, man, I'm really loving a lot of matchups and just the talent that PFL has. I mean, this 145-pound, regular season, this tournament, there's some killers in there. And I was
Yeah.
surprised to see Lance Palmer lose to Bubba Jenkins. Is that something that shocked you, or did you feel like stylistically this was a difficult matchup for him?
I thought it was a difficult matchup for Bubba, so I was super surprised when Lance lost. But Lance and I talked after that fight. Sometimes you can do every single thing right leading up to, and it just doesn't come together in there. And that's the unfortunate thing about this sport. But fortunately, being with PFL, you kind of get redemption a few weeks later. With other promotions, like, dang, I got to wait 3, 4, 5, 6 months sometimes. So he gets to get right back in there here in a few months. And just because he lost that first fight doesn't mean that he's out of contention to win $1 million. I mean, if he goes out there and he gets a quick finish this next one or second round finish, whatever, he's in the hunt to make the playoffs and win the million again. So Lance will be fine.
Obviously pre-existing relationship there with Mr. Palmer, and you made it clear that that would be the last guy that you'd want to fight just because of that relationship. But if that
Yeah.
does happen and you have to get in there, that's going to be kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it would be very weird if we had to. But you know what? We're both professionals, so we would just fight. We'd be friends before, be friends after, and we just have a little bit more money afterwards, I guess. So yeah, last guy I'd want to fight. If it does happen, hopefully it's in the championship, and that's the only time I would hope.
Yeah, well, there you go. That would make sense. Now, obviously, you're keeping a close eye on the rest of the guys that are winning and even losing for that matter. Chris Wade, very tough fought victory. The same night as yourself. Also, Movlid Kabalov. I probably butchered that last name, but he looked good as
Yeah.
well. Is there someone else that maybe has stood out to you that you're thinking like that would be an interesting matchup, or just someone that you're thinking that you would maybe fight here moving forward? Obviously, you're dialed in on your opponent right now, Brendan, but
Yeah.
like, tell me who else like stands out to you.
Yeah, it's one at a time for me, to be honest. And to be honest, I actually haven't even watched my opponent many of his fights at all. Like, I think I watched one of his fights one time because he fought an old teammate of mine, but that's it. Like, I haven't even watched tape on the guy yet. So I'll watch tape on him soon, I guess. And I really haven't seen anyone else fight. Like, I watched Bubba fight Lance, but I've never seen the Mobley guy fight. I've seen his little highlight when he flying kneed the dude. But yeah, all I know is everyone's tough, and I probably got to fight them all at some point. And I'll just take it one fight at a time when the time comes. That's all.
I do want to ask you too a little bit about, this upcoming season of The Ultimate Fighter. That was something that, you became a household name to all of us MMA fans in, really just not this country, but the world for that matter, and that's the 145-pound tournament around the corner. You got the champion Volkanovski against Ortega. Who do you think wins that matchup? And right now where you're at in your career, how do you feel you'd stack up with those guys at the top of the 145 division in the UFC?
Yeah, I think at this point in my career, I can fight with anyone in the world and be just fine. And I think I can beat a lot of guys, a lot of the who people consider some of the best in the world. I mean, in my opinion, when me and Bryce fought, I thought I got the better of the fight. Judges gave it to him. I think he's ranked in the top 10 now or something. I mean, I'm right there with all the top guys. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. And then as far as Ortega and Volkanovski, gosh dang, super interesting fight. But I think Volkanovski is. I think he's just super solid everywhere. I think he's really hard to finish. He's super durable. So I don't know. I think Volkanovski gets the nod. And yes, I am very excited about the Ultimate Fighter. I have a current teammate on it and an old teammate on it as well that I have a lot of love for. And I'm hoping that it's those two in the final. That'd be awesome. So we'll have to see here in a few weeks.
Yeah, can you just tell anyone that doesn't know what are their names?
Yeah, I think I can now because I think they released the names before, right? Okay, so current teammate is Vince Murdoch. He's here, still Team Alpha Male. And then another guy who I have a lot of love for who was on the team up until he moved back home to Houston was Ricky Tercio. So both of those guys are freaking studs. Completely different skill sets, but super talented. So I think both of those guys are going to do damage on the show.
Yeah, well, I can't wait. The Ultimate Fighter is always one of my favorite shows to watch.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to too, talk about this PFL format. Do you feel like, what PFL is doing is the right way to do it? I mean, you could be the number 1 or number 2 ranked guy in the UFC, and you still might not get a title shot depending on your popularity or whatnot. I feel like PFL, this model, is something that can really work for a lot of promotions moving forward.
Yeah, I like the meritocracy of it. There's no hey, I'm buddies with this guy's manager, so let's give him this matchup or etc. Right? So I like that aspect, and I really like the season format. Like, I love knowing when I'm gonna fight ahead of time. I can actually plan things in life now. Like, it's so nice. So yeah, I'm happy as heck with PFL. It's hard to say that they're doing something better than everyone else. Like, I don't know. I don't have the answers in that regard, but for me, it's the best thing for me, and I love it.
Now, if you win again, are you going to keep the mullet going? Is this going to be like your new signature thing?
Yeah, I think the mullet's here to stay. It looks like crap right now because the perm kind of fell out of it. So I'll go back to the little Japanese lady shop that I went to and have her perm this thing up for the next one, and we'll be looking good again.
Very good. Well, 17 days in quarantine last time. It's 12 this time, if I'm not mistaken. That's got to be a little bit better, but is that still a little frustrating that you got to be there as long as you do before you have to fight?
Yeah, I mean, it is, but you know what? Like, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do to change it, so I just got to be positive about it. It's not going to last forever, but I am happy that they did listen to us fighters, because I think a lot of us did complain about it and kind of have complaints, me including myself. So you know what? They shaved off 5 days. Thank you, PFL. You guys listened to us, and you got to respect that.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, Brendan Loughnane, he's 20-3, a veteran fighter here. He's coming off a round 1 quick win here himself. So when you look at this matchup, how do you like this one for yourself?
God, I love it. I mean, obviously being biased, I love a matchup of me versus anyone because I think I match up well against anyone. But great matchup. I mean, great for the fans. Like, this is an awesome fight. Like, on paper, like, however you read it, like, he brings the fight every time. He's super talented. I do the same thing. I think we're both super skilled. We can both strike on the feet. I can get the fight down to the ground whenever I want, I feel. So yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a tough fight. I'm gonna come into it how I did the first fight and just flow with it. Wherever the fight takes me, that's where I'm gonna go.
Well, I'm curious too, like how this fight will differ from your last one. I mean, when you just look at it stylistically, how will this fight look, versus Sung Bin Jo for the fans?
Yeah, I mean, it could end up looking the same. It could be a tough, 3-round war, or I could go out there and finish him quick. Obviously that's the plan. So I might come out a little bit more aggressive for this one. I really don't know, but shoot, I'm just going to go out there and fight my freaking heart out. That's all you can do. I can't control the outcome. All I can control is how hard I fight. I'm going to fight with every damn thing I got. That's for sure.
And obviously with PFL, if you get a finish, you get those extra points. It moves you up the standings here. Do you feel that pressure to go out there and do that? Or are you just going to go in there and let the cards fall where they may?
Yeah, I'm not going to put that pressure on myself. I'm just going to go out there and let the cards fall where they may. Like my last fight, I didn't want to look for the finish. Like I wanted the finish to come. And I think it did in the third round. I think that damn ref kind of screwed me. Like I don't know what he was thinking there. I should have gotten I thought I earned that third round stoppage, so I should definitively be in second place right now if we're being honest. But anywho, can't blame the ref. He didn't stop the fight. Probably should have just looked at him and maybe he would have. I don't know. But yeah, it is what it is. One fight at a time. Just gonna focus on going out there and winning. Focus on the task at hand, and we'll see where the points fall and how things shake up here.
Very good. Well, Tyler, congrats again on your PFL debut victory. Very, very impressive win, my man. I've told you before, I try and stay objective and I don't really root for anyone, but got to admit, man, I was up screaming at the TV for you to get that finish in the third. So congrats on the win. Before I let you go, tell people where they can follow you on social media. And if you have anyone you want to thank, the floor is yours.
Heck yeah. Thanks a lot, dude. Yeah, Tyler Diamond on social media. I'm very active on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And then, yeah, I got to thank old Rod Broker here, one of my main sponsors, as well as Sheath Underwear. So I appreciate those guys. And, yeah, I'm freaking ready to go. I could fight tomorrow if we had to. So I'm excited.